Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Katy Paterson here. Today we are going to be talking about modesty. It's saying like questions like you can wear this, you can't wear this, you can wear this, like blah blah blah, all this, because that gets people nowhere, because there's a lot of gray area, kind of like shorts can be fine, some shorts cannot be fine. So it's like if I say ban all shorts, that's not helping you guys out. So today we're going to be talking about questions you should ask yourself if it is going to be modest or if it's not going to be modest. Before we get into this video, hey, my name's Katy. I am a Christian and I talk about all things under the sun. So if you want to join the Katy Patty fam, subscribe and like this video for more. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and TikTok where I talk about everything that I talk about here but in a shorter time span. Katy.Patty with 2 Y's on each side. So let's get right on to the video. So modesty, kind of a bit of a controversial context. I'll let you guys know first, okay? A lot of different types of modesty. There's clothing modesty, but there's also the modesty of your heart. But today we're going to be talking about clothing specifically, of questions what you should ask before going out or before you put on an outfit that you're not sure is modest or not. Clarify before we get into this is yes, boys do need to have modesty. I'm not denying that, but today we're just talking about girls. You know what I struggle with? I know what girls struggle with. I have no idea what a boy struggles with. What their minds are with modesty, because I'm not a boy. Modesty does really need to be talked about with boys, but I'm not a boy, so I will leave that up to them to talk about. First question I would ask you is, are you causing another person to stumble? Causing another brother or sister in their walk with Christ to stumble? No, we don't really like that question. We're like, it's not my fault if they stumble, or I shouldn't be looked at as a sex object, and you shouldn't. I'm not denying that. We live in a world run by lust and sex, and you see it everywhere. Okay? If you can clothe yourself and be a little breath of fresh air for somebody, how would that feel? Romans 14:13 talks about how we shouldn't put a stumbling block in a way of a brother. Luke 17 verse 1 to 4 talks about how we shouldn't tempt somebody, how we shouldn't tempt the sins, and we shouldn't cause another person to stumble. I'm not saying a shoulder, I'm not saying like a collarbone. If you feel like you're gonna be a stumbling block to somebody, maybe you are. So just check your heart. Are you gonna make someone stumble? Next question I would ask you are you finding your worth in God, or are you finding your worth in your clothes? Before I came to Christ, I found my worth a lot in clothes. If I was showing my boobs off, if I was showing my butt off, if I was showing my body off, I felt so confident, I felt so good, but then it was never enough. When boys didn't like me because of that, I'd be like, I showed all this and they still don't want me. I did all this and they still don't want me. And my worth was in these guys. They didn't want me, yet I did all this stuff. I would leave so more broken than I was in the first place. Is where is your worth? Is your worth being placed in how people are going to view you, or how God already views you, and that is as fearfully and wonderfully made? So you don't have to reveal your whole body in order to feel loved, because God loves you, like despite anything. This is very controversial right now, because we live in a very culture of self-love. As Christians, we should not look like this world, right? We shouldn't have the same mindset in a lot of ways as the world. What I'm saying is where is your worth? Where is your worth? Is it in God, or is it in what you're wearing? Number 3, who is being glorified? And I'm not saying that wearing a crop top is sinful or a spaghetti strap is sinful. Maybe just check who you're glorifying. Are you glorifying God with your body? Or are you glorifying yourself with your body? Yes, like it is your heart, but it's also how you're glorifying Christ. Also, what I really want to iterate is it is personal conviction. Some people wouldn't wear a spaghetti strap or this because they feel convicted in it. Me, I feel like it is perfectly fine because I have like my modest heart. I've asked myself these questions. I've gone through the motions and I don't feel personal conviction with it. I don't feel like I'm causing anyone to stumble, and I am glorifying Christ and I am everything like that. But for some people, this wouldn't be modest. Like this wouldn't, they would want to wear like a higher neck up thing, and that's totally fine. To reiterate all these questions because they are person-based, but they also are, who are we glorifying? If I was wearing something with my boobs totally out, or really tight and like everything shown off, and I was talking about God on here, yeah, probably I would get a lot of correction and be like, hey Katy, like maybe that's not the most modest attire. And you know, we are to take correction, but it's also personal conviction. Personal conviction is not an excuse to say, oh, I don't feel personally convicted about wearing this shirt with my boobs out, or I don't feel convicted how I am showing off basically naked. Like you can't say that. You don't feel convicted in like going naked outside. Like, you know, I don't know. This is a very controversial topic, but it's something that needs to be talked about. At the end of the day, is what you're wearing reflecting the person you are on the inside? Does it show that you're glorifying Christ on the outside and on the inside? So I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. I'll probably be making a part 2 because there's lots of questions you could be asking yourself to make sure you're being accountable for your modesty. So that was the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe for more. I'm so happy that we got to ask these questions. And questions are so important to ask yourself in all regards to life, and that a lot with my YouTube videos and my TikTok videos about like questions to ask yourself in a problem. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and my TikTok at katy.patty with 2 eyes on each side for the Bible verse. I was in James last night, so maybe we'll go to James. James 1 verse 22, but be doers of the word and not hearers, only deceiving yourself. I really suggest you read James because I was reading it last night and I was like, oh, conviction. If you guys keep commenting your requests, your prayer requests, and also like what videos you want to see next. I love you and I hope you have the blessed day. Cheers, babe.